Hey friends, if there is one habit that changed my life, it's journaling. I started journaling back in 2022 when I was preparing for my entrance exams. Back then, life felt like a whirlwind. I was lost in unclear thoughts, constantly doubting myself and unable to track any real progress. But then something incredible happened. My teacher introduced to me journaling. After 2 or 3 weeks of regular journaling, I started seeing the results. I became more confident, more self aware, and suddenly the fog in my mind began to lift. Journaling wasn't just a habit anymore, it has become a part of my life. So, over these few years, I have learned a lot about how to get most out of journaling. And today, I am sharing 6 simple tips that can make a big difference in your journey too. Starting with the tip number 1, that's be patient. Okay, let's be real here. Journaling is not some magical quick fix. You wouldn't see results just after one day. It took me weeks to feel the change, and for some, it might take months. But you have to trust the process and keep showing up even when it feels like nothing is happening. Okay, moving on to tip number 2, which is no minimum. Here is a mistake I made early on. I set a limit on how much to write, but the truth is, you don't have to limit yourself. Sometimes the thoughts you least expect, the ones that pop in your mind randomly, are the ones that matter the most. So, write freely. Some days it will be just a paragraph, other days it might be pages. It's all about capturing what's on your mind. Moving on to tip number 3, that is experimenting with writing styles. Okay, writing style is personal and it doesn't matter how you start. Over time, I experimented with different styles to get different results. For example, I used a timestamp method to organize my thoughts better. What works for me might not work for you, and that's okay. The key is to find your own rhythm. Now, moving on to tip number 4, keep a dedicated journal. This tip isn't only essential but it's powerful, especially for beginners. Having a journal that feels special, one that stands out of your regular notebooks, makes it easier to treat it as something meaningful and improve your habit of journaling. Moving on to tip number 5, write the negative stuff too. I have seen a lot of people focusing on writing only positive things, but here is the thing. Writing about negative can be just as important. When you look back, you will see how you have grown, how you have overcome challenges, and that kind of clarity can be incredibly empowering during your lows. Moving on to tip number 6, and the most awaited one, journal at the right time for you. Finally, let's talk about timing. For me, journaling at night works best and it helps me clear my mind and sleep better. But there is no rule. You can journal in the morning or throughout the day, whatever feels natural. Some days I jot down quick notes during the day and write in detail at night. Find what works for you. Okay, there is one thing that I want you to remember, that is, journaling isn't just about writing, it's about self reflection, clarity, and growth. It becomes a source of inspiration, a reminder of how far you have come. Some days it will be hard, and that's okay. Even I skip days sometimes, but when you stick with it, the rewards are worth it. So, if you make this far and found this video inspiring you to start or improve your journaling journey, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.